The greatest men to ever live have all been inspired by a woman. At some point in their life, a woman has touched their soul and that man has become inspired. The masculine does not wake up and decide and create something out of the blue. The masculine has to be inspired. And the feminine, whilst chaotic, it is beautiful. And with chaos comes creation. It is the source of all things that have been created in this world. And I think too often we forget that. We forget how beautiful polarity is. We forget how incredible it can be to be different. We don't have to be the same. Being equal among each other is where people fail. A good example of this is what I like to call the soy boyification of society. The idea that most men in today's world have been soy boyified, meaning they have become more feminine than masculine. Now, one of the causes of that is in the name, soy. There's obviously quite a few other factors causing that. You know, a lot of the food we drink, food we eat, a lot of the drinks we drink, the medication we take, the air we breathe even. The system is designed for us to fail. It is designed to make male and female the same. It is designed to blend masculinity and femininity into one, so there is no difference, so there is no polarity. The problem with that is that there's no leaders, there's no inventors, there's no creators, and the ones that do this, the ones that are inventing new things, creating new things, it's a very, very small 1%, but a lot of the time it's the top 1%, and it's the top 1% that are evil, that are satanic, that do not have your best interest at heart. These are the same ones that are creating new drugs, not able to cure diabetes, not able to cure cancer, but they're able to treat your symptoms. The problem with having too many feminine men in society, and I'm not saying femininity is bad, because it's not. As I've said before, it is beautiful and it needs to be cherished. So does masculinity. And I think preserving both, because too many young women these days are forced to wear a masculine mask. They're forced to wear a disguise. And that's dangerous. You know, some women, some girls want to be caretakers. Some girls want to provide and support their husband. Others want to live a career. They want to go off and accomplish the world and do all kinds of things. And that's okay. But too often when we start to blend masculinity and femininity together, we run into problems. They start headbutting each other. Fights start happening. You know, there's two leaders in the relationship, and that leads to a lot of divorce, right? In homosexual relationships, lesbian and gay, you will often notice that there is one clear masculine figure and there is one clear feminine figure, right? Whether it's two boys or two girls, it doesn't matter. There is usually a figure that is, you know, more masculine, more manly, and one that is more girly or feminine. And that's for a reason, because that's our biology telling us that that's how we should be working. Now, the problem with soy boyification and the problem with blending the two together, masculine and feminine, is that there is no inspiration, right? The feminine woman is rare nowadays. It is hard to find a feminine woman. And when you find a feminine woman, it makes your job as being the masculine man 10 times easier. So much easier. You don't even have to try. It just happens. You just take charge. You just lead. You guide that person, this woman, in the right direction, and it feels natural, right? But so many boys, so many men these days have become feminized. They have become soy boys, and they don't want to lead. They don't want to take charge. And, you know, each to their own, but the numbers are increasing. You can disagree with what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, the two sexes, the two genders are constantly hating each other. They don't work together like they used to, and that's for a reason. You have a small amount of women that want to lead, that want to inspire. You have a small amount of women that are capable of actually inspiring masculine men. So that's the problem. But then you also have so little men that want to take charge, that want to actually be inspired. I could count on one hand how many men I know that will do whatever it takes for their woman, that will go to the very end for their woman, that will create something for their woman, for their partner, because they're inspired to, because they want to, because they have this inner urge, this masculine drive to lead, to take care of that person, of their partner. And I see so many women nowadays, especially the ones I know, that have been forced to wear a masculine mask. They've been forced to hide who they actually are. And it's sad. It's sad that these people in my life feel the need to disguise themselves, to mask themselves. It's not a healthy thing. It should definitely not be encouraged. But the root cause of all this is big pharma, is big food, is the elites, right? Now, people have different beliefs with regard to what they're actually doing, but it's all true. I mean, you just have to look at it. You can look at bone structure from people nowadays compared to 100 years ago. You know, the food that we're eating, the drinks that we're drinking are completely different. It's got none of this added soy, these added seed oils. It's completely different. My advice, if you are a man or woman watching this and you feel as though you're struggling to be masculine in areas where you want to be, or if you're struggling to be feminine in areas where you want to be, is try your best to embrace it. Try your best to put yourself out there. Assume you are a masculine man and assume you are a feminine woman and live like that for a week. Start with a day, see how you go. Little changes add up. You can start with your diet. You can start with your medication. A lot of the medication and a lot of our diet these days are throwing off our hormones. There's a reason why testosterone is at an all-time low in men. It's because the food and the medication that we take is full of testosterone blockers. But start small. Start realizing and looking inward on who you actually are and who you want to be. If you want to be a masculine man, great. If you want to be a feminine woman, great. And also vice versa. If you don't want to be those things, you do you. But the idea of having to hide your true self, hide who you are, is wrong and is strongly discouraged. Go out and live your life. Be who you want to be. We're put on this earth once. Take full advantage of it and be yourself.